Hello students! Today I want you to subscribe to this account on TikTok. It's called Stop Eating Animals. Stop_eating_animals. Look how many subscribers there are, 488,000. I want you to press the subscribe button so that you get a little check mark there. That means that you have subscribed. Be careful because there's many accounts that look the same. So you want this one that says the name Max on top. Now Max is from Montreal. He's a great animal rights activist. And he came onto TikTok after I told him to many times, and I'm really happy that he did. And look at his account. It hasn't been banned, which is fantastic. So what we want to do is we want to encourage Max, and we want to make sure that we support his efforts. Look at all these different videos that he has. He has all kinds of things from filming the poor pigs on their way to slaughter, and here there are compassionate activists who are giving them water. This is what Max looks like. Here he is talking also about the 24-hour fast. Many people don't eat on the 2nd of the month if they're animal rights activists because they want to remember what the pigs are going through and they want to feel it and draw attention to it. And also he has videos. Here's a doctor. So he's talking about how cow's milk is for baby cows. And look at this very sad image here of this animal suffering. This is a fish that was taken out of water and put onto a plate like that. This is absolutely horrific. And as sad as it is to see, I'm very happy that they're not taking down these videos, because when I used to post these, they were taken down immediately, even things like this. So I don't know if TikTok is changing their policies, but this is really great because it's so important that we show people what really goes on. The pigs are suffering terribly. They are so sad. They are so manipulated. They are so tortured their entire lives. And this poor pig is probably dead now and already in someone's stomach as bacon. Max is also talking about the circus and the abuse that goes on there. You see, being vegan is not about food. Being vegan is about eliminating as much animal abuse as you possibly can. So he's talking about how animals are manipulated in the circus, broken, their spirits broken. This is absolute torture. This animal has no place in a circus. It should be in the wild. Max is also telling people about the cows on the trucks and how sad they are, how they're taken away from their mothers. Another thing that Max does, which is really great, is he does a lot of live videos, and he talks about what's going on. This is the number of animals that have been slaughtered since the start of this video. If you're not yet on TikTok, I urge you to go there. It is such a great way to reach out to people and get as much attention as you can for the animals. If you want to do some activism but you don't want to show your face, you can simply share these videos. You can also duet them. You can also use my sounds that you can find, which are a whole bunch of different songs, and you can find them under That Vegan Teacher, Miss Katie. Here Max is talking about the elephants and how here they are exploited. People ride them and think it's funny, but these animals are extremely sad. Their spirits are broken. They miss their families. They don't want to stand here all day. This is absolute torture. Here we have a cow who has a tear coming from her eye. She's scared. She's on her way to being killed. Can you imagine how terrified you would be if you knew that you're on your way to being killed? Absolutely horrific. Here's another great video that luckily got 18 million people to see it, and this is very close to where I live. These are the animal rights activists who are stopping the trucks, and they are trying to draw attention to the animals that are inside so people know what they're eating, and you see the truck driver bangs into him there. That is horrific. It is absolutely horrific, and the police were right there. They didn't arrest the driver. Now, these animal rights activists are simply trying to have 1 minute to say goodbye to these pigs, to give them a bit of compassion. Look at their sad eyes. It is horrible the way we treat animals. It is heartbreaking that they get, for the first time, to be out of their prisons and they think they might be going somewhere fun, and they're going to be killed. We need more brave animal rights activists to film what goes on in these trucks, to let people know. Because of these amazing activists, 18 million people got to see this video, and we need far more than that. Everybody who goes to these vigils must bring a camera and film and put their videos on TikTok. Here is a close-up of what the animals are feeling and going through. So much sadness. They're piled on top of each other. They are killed in gas chambers, just like the Jews were in World War II. Despicable. We are a horrible species. Here in the dairy industry, mother cows are raped, forced to be pregnant, their babies taken away at birth. If they're baby boys, they're murdered and turned into veal. So I want to thank Max for his amazing work here, and I hope that he continues. And I want everybody to support him. Here we are looking at what happens in the fur industry. It's not fashion, it's violence. And this is a demonstration where people are standing outside of the store and letting people know that it's not okay. This is Urban Outfitters. Do not buy things at Urban Outfitters. Do not support them. If you want to get involved, you can simply join a local group. There's groups everywhere around the world. Just join vegan Facebook groups and they will tell you how to get to the next protests in your neighborhood. And if you don't want to do that, you can just simply help so much by sharing these videos. Please share these videos as much as you can. Here is a poor, poor turkey who never did a single thing wrong. One single thing wrong ever, and has to suffer like this. It just breaks my heart. Just breaks my heart. Look. Dying and just gets a little bit of compassion. Their friends are there dead. We are begging you to please stop hurting animals. We are asking you to please help. Help us to save them. It has been proven that a vegan diet is healthful for all stages of development. Little children, older children, teenagers, adults, older adults, pregnant women, and nursing women. Everyone can be vegan, so there's no reason for so much suffering in the world. Please stop wearing animals. This is the amount of space given to chickens, and this is why we are not advocating for better conditions for them. We are advocating for complete abolition of using them as objects. Complete abolition. It doesn't matter the size of the cage. It doesn't matter how well you treat them. It is simply wrong to treat animals as objects. They live lives in prison. This person thinks it's funny to quote unquote train this majestic animal who doesn't want to do these tricks, but who has to do them or they won't get fed. It is humiliating. It is disgusting that we take them out of their environment and put them in these cages. Horrible. This is why animal rights advocates encourage people not to go to zoos. This is Ollie Mel, which is near my home. Max is talking about the trucks. These animals go into this building and they get killed. They are gassed to death, gas chambers, like what we did to the Jews. They have done nothing wrong. They don't deserve it. Here we see a video where Max is talking about Rudsak and what happens there. They also abuse their animals, killing animals so that people can have them simply as decorations on a coat. They don't need to. It's not like they're living way, way up north and there's no other choice. And these are the animal rights activists from Montreal. I personally cannot go myself to these kind of protests because I start crying as soon as I hear the animals that are, because they play the sounds of their crying, begging for their lives there, and I simply cannot be there. I can't function. It's so painful to hear, and so I'm going to show you the sounds right now. But it's absolutely so important that we are there. The activists here made such a commotion that the store had to close down, which means they did a great job. We must disrupt society. We must let people know that it is not okay to carry on like normal while we torture these animals just for fur. There's no reason to eat animals, to wear them, to abuse them at all. Here are more images of the animal rights activist trying to ask the truck driver to please take a moment of compassion, just to give them a little bit of love before they die. Pigs are no different than dogs. They deserve to live. They did nothing wrong. They have nothing. They have no possessions. They've done nothing to deserve this. All they have is their own lives. And they're so tired. They're so tired of being confined and so tired of being sad, torn from their families, bored to death, living in tight, dark, confined places. This happens all over the world. This is not an isolated incident. We must stop. We must stop eating animals and wearing them and using them. Imagine if you heard the screams of your peers as their throats were being slit, and you knew that you were next. Can you imagine how terrified you would be? There's no need at all. There's no reason to eat chickens ever. Eat other things. Be vegan. Here, when it comes to baby boy chicks, this is the egg industry. The chicks are brought down like as if they're objects, as if they're pencils or something. They're put in on these conveyor belts. And because they're boys and they'll never be able to lay eggs, they're murdered. They are put to death. They are ground up alive in a giant blender. Now Max is smart. He's not going to actually show that because the video would have been taken down otherwise. So whatever Max is doing, everybody should do the same thing. We need the message to get out. They're so innocent. They never did a single thing wrong. Separated from their mothers. They live just a day old. They're considered to be useless in the industry because they'll never be able to lay eggs. What makes me so sad about all of this is that there are people on TikTok who are so incredibly cruel. People like Gordon Ramsay, who encourages people to hurt animals over and over again. And then the other extreme are people who try so hard day and night to save their lives and raise awareness about what's happening. Do not support people like Gordon Ramsay. Do not shut down animal rights activists. People like Ethan Trace, also on TikTok, who got joy out of taking down my account when I had 1.7 million followers, who thought it was a big victory to get me to stop talking like this about the animals. How despicable. What a horrific human who thinks it's okay to try to stop getting the message out. People like Max and these animal rights activists deserve so much more praise and help. They are often not doing very well financially because they spent a lot of their time and their efforts to do this hard work, this so important work. They don't do it for money. They don't do it for fame. They do it because they truly care. Here we have a baby boy cow among many, many, many. This is the dairy industry. They take away the baby boys so that we can steal their milk. The milk belongs to them. So a mother is forced to be pregnant And she looks forward to having her baby, and then her baby is ripped away from her. And the baby's looking for his mom. And he will be killed and turned into a sandwich. This is the dairy industry. This is why you should never drink milk. Never drink milk from a cow. You should never. I'm sorry, I'm getting a Kleenex because it is sad and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with crying when you hear about things like this and when you see them. It is normal to be sad. It is normal to be devastated that this goes on. Never, ever feel ashamed if you feel sad when you see animals suffering. I would like you to subscribe to Max's account. Please subscribe to his account. Please subscribe also to this account, That Vegan Teacher on YouTube, and